Basically what you will need is a set of Allen keys and maybe a Stanley knife just to unwrap the cling wrap and maybe just open the box, and yeah, from this just setting it up and you're good to go. So I'm just going to start off with the cling wrap. Just be careful not to cut too deep into the box, otherwise you might cut into the water pipes or something that you don't know what's inside there as yet. Okay, so the machine is actually inside two boxes. One is the protection box, which is this big box over here, and I'm gonna take it out of the big box, and then yeah, once it's out of the big box, then I'll unbox the actual machine's box. Okay, so I think let me just open the inner box as well, so I don't need the knife anymore. So this over here is the second box that I was talking about. Okay. So you may need a hand in case you just want to take everything off the table and then take the machine out of the box and then put it on the stand. All right. And from here, this is the second box. I'm gonna just chuck everything on the floor as I'm limited to space. Over here will be the assembly manual as well. You may need to just go through it as well, just to understand everything about the machine as well. So the machine comes with a tiny baby size water pump. The water pump is basically just gonna be submerged into a water bucket, and then the water pump basically is just circulating the water into the heating element and back into the bucket. You may want to use a cooler box, as a cooler box is ideally safer than an open bucket in case you've got pets like your cat or your dog and you just want to try avoid dog furs and stuff inside your water. And then this is our assembly kit, which is just the cap screws, the water pipes, and the brackets that hold your folding plate actually, yeah. And then your power cable as well. It's a standard PC power cable or kettle black power cable as well. In case you lose this, or in case if one day someone misplaces the cable, you can just buy locally at any PC shop. You can just buy a PC cable and plug it on the machine, and basically good to go. So I'm going to take everything and put it down on the floor, just clear the table, and then I'll be continuing with my video once everything is all set. Okay, so just taking out the cling wrap, nice and easy. Careful not to scratch your machine. Okay. All right, as we continue with setting up the acrylic bender, the 1300, this is what the machine will come with. Again, your power cable, the back balancing brackets, your water pipes, and the angular brackets for your folding bar as well. Over this side is just your temperature indicator, which will show you guys as we go along. So first thing that I would do is to check out the protective felt and the tape here. There's some masking tape here, just tear it off. So the tape is just to protect the element that's inside here. So this big knob here is the knob that one would use when you want to decide how much heating space you want to occupy on your material. So there is also a scale here to decide how wide you want your bending angle to be. So one could just rely on the ruler as a reference. So the ruler is on both sides, so you can just open it to as wide as you want, or just close it to as narrow as you want it to. So I'm going to plug in my power cable. Normal PC plug again, just take note. It's a normal PC plug. Plugging it to the left side of the machine. Okay. The water pipes to the left side of the machine as well. Just be careful, there's screws that are just inside the pipe here. So check them out. Your silicone water pipes, 2 of them. One is going to the inlet port of the element, and one is going to the outlet port of the element. Like I mentioned earlier, there's only 2 water ports in this whole system here. One is the water inlet, which brings in cold water from the water bucket into the heating element, and then the water circulating back into the bucket again. Then our water pump here, it's a 40-watt water pump. Also needs its own plug point. Your water pump fittings. One could still use thread tape if they want to. Okay. You're going to need a water bucket for this. There's no water outlet on inlet port. You can just decide which port you want to use as your inlet port. Then you just fit in your pipe over there. You can put it in warm water just to make it easier to push in there. Looks fine. Just going to leave it hanging for now. And take note, there's a reset button here on the corner. Take note of this button here. Once power is engaged, this button will pop out. In case there's a surge, this button will be pulled in and you must click it out again. Otherwise the machine won't come on. Just gonna clean up a bit. Take out all the stuff that we no longer need here. Okay. Our backplate mounting brackets. We're gonna need a knife for this. Careful not to scratch it or cut yourself. Okay, one bracket is to the left side, one bracket will be on the right side. Okay. Our Allen keys set. Just loosen off for a bit. Okay, just one screw at a time to easily align everything. Try and make sure that you maintain a safe height. One bracket mustn't be lower than the other one, so just use the top surface as your reference. to just make sure everything is straight and flat. Before you tighten anything, same procedure on the other side. Again, make sure it's flat. Okay, you can just give your cap screws a bit of a nip. Okay, then the front side. Inside here is the two angle brackets as well. Just be careful and unpack this. So these ones can be a bit tricky. You just have to take note that you want to be able to read the numbers from the outside of the machine. So if you put these in this manner, you won't be able to read. So you want them to sit like this so you can read the numbers from the outside. Okay, I'm going to first do the left side, then I'll do the right side. Again, it's just 2 cap screws. If you do have T-type Allen cap screws, Allen keys T-type, it will be coming in handy. As you can see, my Allen keys are a bit short. Okay, right side. Alright, as we're still getting along with assembling our acrylic bender here, at this moment we're going to put in our folding plate as well, and then we'll put in our back balancing bracket. Once we're done with that, then we're going to plug our water bucket in there, and then make sure that we've got our circulation going, and then we can just power on the machine, and then we'll keep on demonstrating how everything is set up. Okay, so I'm just going to undo our cling wrap here. There's 2 of these nuts here. So what I'll do is I'll just align it the one side of my balancing point here, and then put 1 cap screw at the back side just to keep it straight. Go for a tight corner. Don't make it super tight, otherwise it's going to be difficult to tilt your angles. Once you're happy, for example, I'm going to start off with a 90 fold. Just going to lock it in place. Just from the 90. side, find the 90 this side, and lock it in place as well. Alright, we're almost at the end of the setup procedure. So over here is the back balancing bracket, which just sits straight on your back mounts here. And then you might wonder what's in this galvanized piece of iron here. This is your spare heating element. So the good part is the machine doesn't only come with one pre-assembled heating element, it comes with a spare one. Should it happen that over time your element is broken, you can just take out your spare one, replace it, and just carry on running. So I'm going to put this aside, and then we just carry on with the assembly video, and then once we're done, I'm going to show you how the machine works as well. So it's just the last two locking nuts here. Just gotta take out your wing nuts first and put it in there, in that slot there, and then just give it like a little bit of tension. Okay, you can straighten it out as you go along. So the back balancing bracket is just here to make sure that when you put your piece down, when you lay down your material, it's sitting flat and square, so that your material doesn't sit skew, and then when you fold your materials, something is not aligning properly as well. So I'm not going to tighten it now because we might need to just move it around from time to time as we build the machine. We've plugged in our water pipes, as one can see. The main feed pipe, which is our water supply, you may need to put a couple of cable ties as it could leak onto your table. As you can see over here, we've put like 4 cable ties. The water return, you can also put cable ties, but at this moment it's not necessary, it's not leaking as well. Then over here is your power cables pot, and then basically we've plugged in the water, and we're just going to put the water pump on even before we put the machine on, just to check our circulation and see if there's any leaks. If there's not any other leaks, then we can just power on the machine and we can just start playing around with the machine. So over here is your water bucket and the water return pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water on. As you can see, the water is going into the element. Just give it a couple of seconds to see if the water is coming back this side. This is the water return. This is how you just want to see your water returning back into your bucket. Should this rate of flow change over time, please just double check your water pipes or double check if there's any leaks. Alright. So we've plugged our water, we've checked and confirmed there's no leaks on the water system. One can also just double check these clamps to see if they're leaking or not. And then from here we just put our machine on. And then you will see that on our power regulator, our screen is just displaying as 0. This means that the machine is on, but the heating element is off. So you can just put it on here. And then over here is our temperature indicating buttons. The negative obviously goes down at 5% and the plus as well. So our first test obviously would be at maximum power, which is 100%. We're running at 100% power on our first test. This is 4mm acrylic. What we will need to do is to take off the plastic first. Just peel off the plastic. Ideally, we will say it's best to peel off the plastic on the side that you're gonna heat up. One could still think if they don't want to scratch the acrylic, maybe they want to save the material and heat it with the plastic. For safety reasons, I'm not really sure how much of heat the plastic can handle. Hence, I'm recommending that we take it off on the one side that we're gonna fold it. So we're just gonna make a 90-degree bend, and take note that the machine will require at least 30 seconds to 45 seconds to just easily heat the acrylic in a sense that is quite soft enough to just take an easy bend. So I'm just gonna put it straight, and then we will be on a timer if need be. So I'm just gonna push it firmly against the plate and just hold it in place for maybe 5 to 10 seconds and just let it cool down. And then from there, should be nice and folded already. Our first test has been done, our 90-degree fold, 4mm piece of acrylic, 30 seconds to 45 seconds heating time, and then it was just an easy fold. Thank you for watching our setup and testing video, from unboxing to setup and testing the acrylic bender. Keep watching.